I do want to go ahead and say that I want to ask actually, because you mentioned some fun stuff in here that you're also doing aside from the wrestling stuff. It's also the OnlyFans page.
Yes.
And I want to ask you how that's been going so far, what the experience has been like for you.
That was probably the best financial career decision I could have ever made in my life.
You go, girl. Yes.
And, you know, I knew the backlash that was going to come with it, but again, it's like I've been through so much, I've heard so much. I really don't give a shit what you have to say about it. Like, I'm going to make money how I want to make my money, and if you don't care, or if you aren't a fan of it, you don't have to watch. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to follow me. It is what it is. Like, now that I'm able to do, again, that comes back to telling women what they want to do with their bodies. It's not your business what I want to do with my body. If you don't want to subscribe, don't subscribe. If you do, thanks. But like, I'm now able to make insane income that I wasn't able to make before while still wrestling and doing any other project I want to do. Like, the world is literally at my fingertips right now. I can do whatever I want, and I'm so grateful that I have the money to do what I want because of OnlyFans. That it really is a blessing, and I'm so grateful for it. So it's like, if you are mad about someone making money with their body, that is a whole other issue that I think you need to figure out on your own, because I've never once in my life, if it wasn't affecting me, who I love, what I do, what I care about, I don't give a shit what somebody's doing, especially with their own body and their money. It is not my problem, and I have too much going on in my life to worry about what other people are doing with theirs. So the fact that other people feel any differently is just very mind-boggling to me, but it is the internet and it is today's society, so it is what it is, but subscribe if you want.
Yes. I was about to say, well, you know, regardless of any backlash, I think the backlash is worth it when you're getting that bankroll,
Exactly.
because that must be very nice to see.
Insult me, but like, I'm charging you $5 to insult me. Like, come on.
No, I think it's very cool. It's very empowering to see that. And you just be like, you know, I feel like you can have fun with it. And we've seen so many people have like such insane success in that world. And I mean, damn, like if you can make that kind of living, like, dude, like do it. Like if you feel like, you know, you're happy and you're enjoying it and you're making money with it, like who's to say anything?
Exactly. And that's why seeing somebody like Mandy, who I think she just has done such a great job of just building herself into such a great, not only businesswoman, but she's like her own brand at this point. Like, she has the best mind for like business, and I feel like a lot of people don't really know that about her, because she's like a hot girl, like people just kind of look past that about her, but she's genuinely so smart and so humble and so just honestly one of the best people I've ever met. She's been so helpful to me, and not only helping me navigate all of this, but also just being an inspiration in terms of like seeing what she's been able to do after coming from WWE. And obviously she was on main roster, and you know, she did Tough Enough and stuff like that, so she had a lot more equity than I feel I did. But she was still able to leave WWE in the past, use the platform it gave her, which I know she's grateful for, and she, you know, she will always say that. But now she has all this money and all these, you know, she has her podcast, she has all these different avenues now that she's doing with the money she has, because she's living her life freely how she wants to live, and she doesn't give a shit what people think about her. So I feel like that's another thing that kind of made me be like, yeah, why should I give a shit what people are saying about me? Like, Mandy is living her best life, and people say the most disgusting things possible about her. Like, some of the things I see is just absolutely disgusting. But she doesn't care. Like, she's living her life. She's, you know, she's happy with her husband. She has a beautiful house. She has her dogs. She's living her best life. So I cannot be happier for her. And I look at her as an inspiration of what my life can be if I want it to be.
Yes, I was about to say, when I, you know, started to see like the articles and things come out about like how much more money, you know, people are making like outside of, you know, having been in NXT. And I'm just like, what is happening? Like, this is crazy, right? Like, I can't believe, like, you know, hearing people say like for example, like even Shotzi, I just spoke to her. She was just here on the channel, and she was basically saying, you know, I've made more money now that I'm gone than I ever did before. And I'm just like, what? Like, this is you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that is what I'm saying. Like, you would think that, that's the place where you're making all the money. And Mandy, when everything came out about, like, how successful she was on the platform she's on, it's one of those things where you're just like, wow, like, that is so incredible. It's crazy how, like, again, I used this word with Shotzi in her interview, but it's like a blessing in disguise. You
Yeah.
think the world's crumbling down, but then there's so many different ways to make income nowadays with content creation and just all these different platforms, that it's not the end all be all anymore to, like, just be at one place. Now the people that are the most successful are pulling in from multiple directions.
Yeah, and obviously it's nice to be at WWE, and it is a security blanket of, you have your check coming in every week, and hopefully if you get more successful, the money's going to get better. And I feel like that's kind of how it is in WWE. You work with knowing that the money will be better if you, like, really really make it big. But that's the thing now, like with WWE, I feel like, and that's no hate on them, but you are in a box with WWE. You are signed to a contract. WWE is very, I don't want to say they own you, but they are very hands-on, that you cannot make, I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule and stuff, but all the money you're making is with WWE. So you are kind of in a box of what you can do financially. So then when you come out of that, it's like, yes, it's a little bit scary because now there's not that security blanket of, that you constantly have a check coming in every week, but you do. It's just I have to now make that money myself and figure out ways to keep it coming, and different ways to make it, wrestling, OnlyFans, whatever else I decide to do. I'm thinking about maybe opening a coffee shop eventually. It's something I'd like to do, but just little stuff like that. Like, now I'm learning to, like, because I've never had money before. I worked at Dunkin' Donuts. Like, now I'm learning all these things. And that's another thing, like, Mandy and her husband Sabby are so good with helping me. Like, now I'm learning so much about investing and, like, where to put your money, so it grows and all this stuff. I'm, like, learning how to have money and make money off of having money. I'm learning all these, like, new adult things in life now, which is all new, but it's all very exciting, and it's just like another step of life now that I'm entering and just, navigating and figuring out. But I'm very grateful to have Mandy and her husband Savvy have been so helpful with everything. So.